Hello there. Today is February 20th, 2023, and I'm out here doing some work on my garden today. I think that the cucumbers and my climbing beans are about ready to plant outside, so today I'm going to try to put in a trellis for them. So let's get started. Here is the trellis installed. It's actually more stable than it looks. I've got a bamboo pole. I don't know how well you can see it in this light, propping it up on the back. But I'm going to keep an eye on it because I'm sure once the plants start growing on it, it's going to start to weigh it down, and I don't want it to fall over. But pretty good so far for now. So we're going to put in here our cucumbers and pole beans. And I think that's all I'm going to put out here for now. I've got a couple indoor things that I'm going to repot into slightly larger pots too after this. So I've got these all planted out here. 2 different types of cucumbers and my purple pole beans. I put all 3 of the pole bean plants in, so I actually put another piece of bamboo in here just so it has something else to climb up. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. This is probably a lot of things to put on this one trellis, so I will have to keep an eye on it. And I gave everything a good watering. Oh, I also noticed, looks like we've got some arugula coming in here, which is very exciting. I wasn't sure if anything would really come up in here because the neighborhood cats have been kind of digging around in this area. Still nothing in the mustard or charred areas, but this is something at least. So I'm going to spray this with neem oil now, and then I'm going to go back into the garage and do some repotting of the indoor plants. Okay, so here's what's left in my indoor growing setup. I've got, these are peppers, 3 different kinds, tomatoes, basil, fennel. These are like lettuce and kale and cauliflower that aren't doing anything, so I'm just gonna get rid of those. These are my edible flowers, 4 different types. And I actually think I'm gonna go ahead and put those in a pot on the back patio. But first, I'm gonna repot all these into, I've got like these kinds of things, so I'm gonna give them a little more space to grow indoors for a few more weeks before I put them out in the garden. But I think I might thin them out a little first because I'm only gonna plant 1 of the tomatoes out there and maybe not all 9 of these peppers either because I don't have enough room for all of them. So I'm gonna do that now. Here we go, these are all done. I labeled the peppers because otherwise I'll forget which is which since they all kind of look the same. These are 2 of the tomato plants. I'm only going to plant 1, but I'm going to see which one of these does better. Basil and fennel. And I filled up this tray. I'm going to let these sit for about 10 or 15 minutes and then pour out the extra water and put them back under the grow light. Alrighty, I've got all the indoor seedlings back in their grow light station. We're gonna let these go for a little while longer before we put them outside, but they're looking pretty good. So let's go finish up the last few things outside. I wanted to do a quick check-in on the strawberries too. Looking pretty good. Starting to get a little flower here. This one has really pretty pink flowers coming in. I've read some things online that say you should pluck the flowers out in the first year, but I've also read that you don't need to do that, so I don't think I'm going to because I'd like to get strawberries a little sooner. So for now I'll just water these today. Here are the edible flowers planted. I kind of just put them in there mixed up because I want this to kind of look pretty in addition to being useful for cooking with. And then lastly, I also did a little tidying in the herb garden. did some pruning, watered them, and sprayed them with neem oil. The chives especially are really starting to come back, which is exciting. This is looking pretty good, and we've been using these a lot, which has been great. So that's it for today. Talk to you next time.